a person is rejected in life, it is an indication that God has something special for their life. I wish I knew then what I know now, that when you don't fit in, when they don't like you, when they don't respond to you, when you're on the outside of the curve, when they don't appoint you, pick you, vote for you, celebrate you, when you're not in it, I wish I knew then what I know now, that God does not want you to fit in. He doesn't want you to fit in, because if you fit in, when you get to the place where God is taking you, somebody will try to take credit for you getting where you are going. But God doesn't want to share his glory with anybody. He doesn't want nobody else to try to take credit. When you get to the place where God is going to take you, can't nobody get credit but Jesus himself.
What is rejection? What is rejection? Rejection can be defined as the sense of being unwanted. You want people in your life to love you, but you believe for whatever reason that they do not, nor will they ever. You never, maybe you didn't feel the love of your mother. She was always there, but always interested in something else. Or maybe you never felt the acceptance from your father. He gave you his name, he gave you a place to live, he gave you food to eat, but he never gave you his time. He never gave you his interest. He never gave you himself, because he was always interested in something else. He was an absentee father. Reason some of you feel rejection is that you were in a storm with your husband or your wife who betrayed your wedding vows, who was unfaithful to you. They left you for someone else. It is a deep wound in your soul that has never healed. Divorce was bitter. The divorce was vicious. It left you with a wounded spirit. Some of you feel rejection and resentment because you were passed over for a promotion at your job, or your business partner destroyed your business through deception. You do not know the anguish, the heartache, the horror that a person sitting next to you has been going through, or the person sitting in front of you, or the person sitting behind you. You do not know the anguish of their heart, the torment of their mind, the tears that have ripped down their cheeks and fallen into their pillows because of the desperation of their soul.
The Bible says that God gives us beauty for ashes, that he heals the brokenhearted. Maybe there's somebody here tonight that you need restoration from a broken heart. Somebody's hurt you, wounded you, a broken relationship. Somebody did something to you that you would have never, ever, ever believed that that person would have done to you. And right now you feel like you could never trust anybody again. Let me tell you something. Don't ever let what 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 mean people do to you get you into an area where you distrust every person out there. It's miserable for you, and it's not fair to them.
All of us are going to be rejected. Every single one of us have been rejected, and we're going to be rejected because love is our greatest need. As human beings, we were created by God. God is love. We were created by love to love. That is the common denominator of men, women, young and old, all over the earth. Our greatest need is love. And because our greatest need is love, rejection is our greatest fear. Rejection is the greatest scar that we have in our lives. And it's our greatest control point. Many people are controlled their entire lives by the fear of rejection and the corresponding need for love and approval. And because of this, it changes how we live and make our decisions. It didn't change Jesus, but many times it changes us. It changes how we treat people. And it keeps us from accomplishing God's will for our lives. So this is a big issue. This is a big control point with the devil and how he wants to change our lives and keep us not being accepted or loved, just being excluded, lack of attention, lack of affection, being excluded, relationships, activities, sports, whatever it might be, being laughed at or being made fun of can hurt very badly. Being gossiped or lied about, being compared in an unfavorable way. Divorce is a huge, huge, huge scar. of rejection: adultery, abandonment, emotional, physical abuse. Verbal, physical, sexual abuse is a huge scar of rejection. Neglect, not being chosen or favored or accepted for who I am, which includes racism, sexism, discrimination, for whatever reason it might be. Having to attain physical, financial, social, or spiritual standards to be accepted that are out of my reach. I can't get there. I'm not tall enough, pretty enough, smart enough, rich enough. I just can't get there. So I'm excluded, rejected. Chronic lack of employment can cause a deep rejection in a person's life. Being rejected by a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, or someone you desire to have a relationship with or have had a relationship with, obviously very deep rejection.
I don't know who I'm preaching to, but somebody need to understand your father don't want to own you. Your father don't want to acknowledge that he's your father. The father is nowhere to be found. But I got some good news. When you get rejected, it's a sign that you are special to God.
The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear? Notice the emphasis. But a wounded spirit who can bear rejection and resentment.
But when you're dealing with the devil, many times you're dealing with a subliminal thought, and he put it there and you didn't know it, and you think it's your thought. He slithered in a hard time. He slithered in a time that you were hurting and being rejected, and he spoke something to you, and it's in there, and you don't know it. But here are the lies that he speaks. You aren't worth anything. Reason.
Talked about you. They've rejected you. They didn't want you around. They didn't want you on the team. They didn't give you the promotion that you've earned it, but they wouldn't give it to you. It's God's way of telling you, I got you.
Base your life on God's perfect love and what his word has to say about you.
When David started showing an interest in being the one who went out to the battle, his brothers dissed him. His brothers said, you're just a lad. You're not strong enough. You're not old enough. You're not a soldier. Sit down. But you know the story. David went on out to the battlefield with his slingshot and killed Goliath. He got rejected by his family. His father rejected him and his brothers rejected him. Somebody better understand right here today. I don't know who I'm talking to, but when your family members push you to the curb, instead of crying and complaining, instead of being upset about it, it's an indication. It's God's way of telling you, you are special.
I mean, I don't know who hates you, but I'll tell you, there's one person who loves you, and that's God. And you have to, the only thing that got Jesus through was God's love. Regardless of who rejected him, he knew God the Father loved him, and that's what he focused on. Hebrews 13, let your conduct be without covetousness. Be content with such things as you have. For he himself has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. What can man do to me?